Good morning, Raptor freaks. Alexiot's here. It's Monday morning, and the Raptors are in Detroit to play the Pistons and Coach Casey. I'll have all the regular stuff for you today, the referees, the injuries, keys to a victory, and of course, the real mascot matchup. I hope everybody's starting their week off right on this Monday. Yeah, we get another opportunity to win an NBA game tonight. And that's what we want to do is we want to win an NBA game because we haven't won the last couple. And our fan base is a little in disarray, a little crazy right now. Really kind of disappointing how bad our fan base acts. So disappointing. So disappointing. Y'all are flaky and weird. You're crazy. I honestly think I am going to get off Twitter because the people on Twitter, I appreciate Raptors Twitter in a lot of ways, like as far as like being a very strong force. But I also don't appreciate it. I think that there's just a lot of idiots just saying a lot of things that are just so dumb about the Raptors on Twitter right now. Y'all are stupid on Twitter, honestly, when you talk about the Raptors. Like, what the fuck are you saying? Anyway, good morning, Raymond Jacob. Good to see you. And good morning, Mike. Good to see you, Logical Raptors fanatic. So let's just do things pretty succinctly and easily, real quick. The injuries are as follows for our team. Fred is already ruled out tonight, guys. Fred will not be playing for sure tonight. Justin Champagnie is out, and Precious and Pascal are both out. And then for Cam, it's interesting with Cam because he's not ruled out. He's actually questionable for tonight. So who knows? Maybe there'll be like some sort of effort to get Cam Birch to play tonight. And that would be nice. We need some sort of reinforcements, just some sort of buoy to our spirits of some sort of return from one of these guys. It could very much be helpful with Detroit. Detroit's very interesting this year. Like, it's not a same team as last year. There's some differences with them. I'm not going to lie. Andrew Bishop, good morning. Good to see you, man. Good to see you in here. Detroit's side of the ball with injuries looks like this, y'all. Kate Cunningham is out. He has a shin soreness, and he is out at least 4 games. And our game just happens to be one of them. And then the other person who's on the injury list for the Pistons this morning is Corey Joseph. Corey Joseph is questionable for the game tonight due to left hip soreness. Now, one of the things people don't realize, one of the things that Twitter people for Raptors Twitter are freaking out about right now is that we just lost 2 games to 2 teams that are supposed to be tanking. And see, this is the thing. People got to stop just generalizing what teams are, and that's just who they are, and that's their identity for the rest of the time. Indiana may not be the Indiana that they were last year. They got a new rookie named Ben Mathurin. They've got a couple other things going good for them. Oklahoma City is not the same Oklahoma City as last year. And there's no like equation in the NBA that says, okay, you lost to Indiana. You're not a good team. You're not going to make it to the playoffs and all this kind of stuff. You guys got to understand, sometimes the NBA teams are like ships passing in the night. And when you pass and you meet that port, when you come and see them, sometimes you don't have your whole crew. And much like that, tonight we are going to see the Detroit Pistons without Cade Cunningham. And that is just our luck. It's just like it was Indiana's and Oklahoma City's luck that they saw us when we didn't have Pascal Siakam. So this is what I want to say to y'all. Since y'all are so dead set on deciding the Raptors or whoever they were with whatever personnel, that's just who they are. Okay. I'm going to give up on y'all on Twitter. Seriously, Raptors Twitter, y'all do good things out there, but you do bad things also. And I'm just going to get away from your noise, honestly. If you do not actually cover the Raptors as a journalist like Michael Grange, Josh Lewenberg, and Doug Smith, I'm just going to stop following you. There's just so much stupid shit being said on there right now. Isaac saying, Cam returning would be awesome. Yes, Isaac Campbell, thank you for joining me this morning. I would love to see Cam Birch tonight because we know that the Pistons come with a physicality. They come with a certain kind of edge, a certain kind of style. And in fact, that is my key to the win tonight. We need to out-Raptor the Pistons. That this is a new term we've seen now, that Oklahoma City out-Raptored us on Friday night. And that this is something that we may need to say, just a shorthand for a matchup is we need to out-Raptor the other team. And then we'll win. Because it really is like Detroit is like Raptors Junior. They're like the second team in the league that does what we do, and they're really annoying in those kind of ways. Now, the interesting thing about Detroit's roster this year is I don't think they're as good. I thought they were going to be better this year, but I looked at their stats, I looked at who their personnel is, I looked at what they're doing, and honestly, they aren't that good. And I really want to walk back my prediction that they're going to beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in the standings. I know, yeah, it looks real bad already. But I'm surprised. I thought that this might be the year that Coach Casey will make the leap with the Pistons and get them to be a playoff team, but I don't think it is true. That's not going to happen this year. I can already tell. One of the reasons why is because their leading scorer right now is Bogdan Bogdanovic from Utah last year. This guy is like their vet, and he's also their leading scorer. He's their end-all be-all right now. So it's like if Bogdanovic does not play well, they lose. So it really is the key to get him totally out of the game. Fuck him up. Don't let him make shots. Really irritate him, concentrate on him, and just fuck him up because he is their bread and butter scorer right now. It's actually insane that their number one option is Bogdanovic and that he is their dude that they want to carry water through them. It's not Cade. It's not any of those other young guys like Sadiq Bey or any of them, Jaden Ivey. No, it's Bogdanovic. So we really got to key on him. And the more we fuck him up, the harder Detroit will have a time doing things. Now, one of the other things that's different about Detroit this morning coming in this game, and especially since it sounds like Corey Joseph may not be playing, is their veteran presence is actually missing at this point. They don't have very many vets at all on this team, and they look very young now. Like Kelly Olynyk's gone. Kelly Olynyk was a really good veteran leader as a big for them. And him not being on this team, getting traded for Bogdanovic is kind of actually a bad look in some ways. That the leadership of Joseph and Olynyk as these older Canadians on their team really is a big part of what they do. And Joseph is an extension of Dwayne Casey himself. Playing for him here in Toronto for a few years, they have a very good relationship. And it's that kind of relationship where the coach has a proxy on the court that is kind of like him on the court, and that's Corey Joseph for Dwayne Casey. Well, if he's not going to play tonight and they don't have Cade Cunningham, well, then they're playing some inexperienced guards tonight. And this may be actually a good matchup for the things that we're doing with our point guard with Pascal and Fred out. Like if we have Scotty just running things or other guys step up, Delano, Jeff Doughton, Malachi, this is a good matchup for us because they're starting Killian Hayes at the starting point guard right now. They're not even starting. I think Ivy's starting also, but I don't think they really consider him as the ball handler and the guy who dribbles because he's not really getting a lot of assists. But yeah, they have that rookie Ivy. They've got Beef Stew. They've got Sadiq Bey. I mean, let me run through their lineup really because it is a different lineup, guys. It's not the same. It's the same, but it isn't. There's something weird about them. And you may see it as what I'm talking about when we get to the game tonight. So they'll have Jaden Ivey, Sadiq Bey, Bogdanovic, Beef Stew. Killian Hayes is their starting point guard at this point. Hamidou Diallo, this guy named Livers, Livers. Marvin Bagley III, who's not getting any playing time, by the way. Rodney Magruder, he's not playing either. Jalen Duren is another rookie for them. He is getting to play a little bit. And Kevin Knox and Nerlens Noel, these guys, and Alec Burks, they're not playing hardly at all. So they really are using their very promising young core guys. But the thing is, I'm telling you, they're lacking veteran leadership this year that they had last year for some reason. I just have that feeling about them. And the way they're losing games is kind of weird too. So I really hope that we can just out-Raptor them because this really is the kind of matchup that these two teams garner. Is a matchup of Raptors type basketball. You know what I'm talking about? That all-out energy, the rebounding, the defensive grind, the crazy energy output. That whoever wins that battle tonight will win. If we show up and we're the Raptors and we play Raptor style and we out-Raptor the Pistons, we will win. If the Pistons out-Raptor us, they will beat us. Now, all right, let's keep going. Let's see what y'all are saying. Naka the Nacho, good morning to you. I'm going to be at the game tonight. Probably easy win for us, hopefully. Jaden is pretty good, though. Jaden Ivey is pretty good though. Cool. Nako's going to be at the game. You go and get in there and infiltrate as a Raptor freak would. I know that we have good fans there all the time. They were saying this the other night on Raptors Today. But yeah, the fans travel, and Jack gave a little chuckle after somebody said that. Probably reminiscing some fun time that Jack was on the fan bus going from Toronto to Detroit with all the fans, and how much fun he had hanging out and talking with all the fans and traveling and going to Little Caesars Arena in Detroit and taking it over. There were a few years there where it was called Raptors Home Arena B. Was really what Detroit's arena was our home arena B. But yeah, it's not that way anymore. There's a little bit more pride for that team, and the Detroit fans don't like this anymore. They don't want to feel like they don't care, they're apathetic, and they just let us run over and take over their building when we have games in there. But I don't know. We'll have to see how the crowd is. I'm glad you'll be on site, Nako, and I know you'll get loud. Please, every time the Pistons have the ball, chant defense, and just be a loud Raptors fan. And I know you'll do a good job. I know you're going to go there and do a good job. All right, let's see. Tom Duke is here. Good morning, Tom Duke. How are you on the West Coast this morning? I hope everything's good out in BC. Tom's saying Jake's Takes had a great interview with Coach Casey. Let's get this W versus Detroit. I know Jake's Takes. This dude is like rookie of the year forever. This kid is so good. Like, that interview was so fantastic, wasn't it, Tom? You glad that I recommended that y'all watch that interview yesterday? And for y'all that have not heard, Jake's Takes is a YouTube channel, much like my own, that's done by a young 12-year-old kid named Jake, who's a big Raptors fan. He's a Raptors freak like we are. And he gets all kinds of crazy names. He interviewed Gary Trent Jr. earlier this summer, and now he has Dwayne Casey on there just in time for a matchup against Coach Casey and the Pistons. Go check out Jake's Takes and listen to this interview with Casey. There's so much in there that's very interesting. Jake, you are a hard-hitting journalist. You are a guy who can sharpen that question right and get that right answer. Stick it right in there. Yeah, Jake, you go, Jake. I want to just start a Jake appreciation channel, because Jake's Takes is the real thing, baby. That kid has somewhere he's going later on in life. Trust me, he is a natural and he's doing it right. Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad you checked that out, Tom. Mike saying, salute real ones. Project Truth always, especially right now, Mike. I'm glad you keep bringing up Project Truth, because I really like your idea about Project Truth. That, once again, we talked a lot the last couple of days about the power of misinformation, a power of just putting out bullshit on Twitter, on news or whatever, rumors. It doesn't even have to be people like us, just fans that are putting the shit out. ESPN will put bullshit out. Like Emma Doka is about to be hired as the new New Jersey Nets coach. Yeah, I said New Jersey just to be disrespectful. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Misinformation wars are out there, and Project Truth is important. And part of what we do with Project Truth here at the Raptor Street channel is we want to tell the truth about who the Raptors really are. And sure, maybe we are pie in the sky, optimistic, thinking the best things about the Raptors. But the truth lies somewhere in between us and our idealized version of seeing them and what the people or the public or the media puts out there about them. That's what Project Truth is all about. Tell the truth about the Raptors and who they really are and how good they are. And I'm with you, Mike, and I appreciate you coining the phrase and pushing this agenda. Tom Duke saying, happy Monday. Let's have a great week. Turning things around today. Yeah, let's start today. Let's get this going today. We are sick of getting L's. We want the W back. And this would be all the fitting. This is kind of setting us up to exercise some demons against the Detroit Pistons that we've had in recent times. Casey does not have this grudge against us. He wants to just have a fair, good game between us. And he's not putting any gas on the fire to say, oh, don't go do it for the Gipper because they fucked me over. No, that's not what he's doing. The players may think that, though, still. And it could very well be Corey Joseph. Corey Joseph, like I said, is an extension of Dwayne Casey on the court. He is very much in the same brain in some ways. And Corey Joseph was here in Toronto with him when he coached the Raptors. And he also saw everything that happened to Casey. And Corey may be very smart. He may be like Michael Jordan and say, we need motivation to really get up for this game. So maybe he's in the locker room reminding everybody how the Toronto Raptors did coach. And that maybe he's the one who's pushing it around the team, saying, you know what, coach is being nice. Coach is a good guy. Yeah, but they really gave him a raw deal. They fucked him over. We need to get back. It's that simple. It may have nothing to even do with Casey. It may just have to do with the feelings of what's right and wrong in the Detroit Pistons players. And that, sometimes the NBA players just want any reason to get up for a game and get motivated and get pissed off. Well, there's a real good reason right there. And when you feel like you're on the side of right, sometimes you come with a different kind of energy and a different kind of power when you know that your cause is just. And this may very well be the phenomena that's happening when the Raptors play the Pistons. It's not Casey. Casey's not coming in and saying, guys, get him back for me. But maybe Corey Joseph's saying that. And maybe the players are really thinking that without independent of Casey motivating them that way. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. Hopefully we can just beat them today and it will kill a lot of this stupid shit. I do not say that C word that some of y'all are saying today on Twitter. That C word does not exist in Raptors land for me. I call it Casey's revenge. I don't call it that C word that y'all call it, some of y'all. In fact, I don't like that word being said anywhere near this channel because we're a positive space. And that word is ugly in sports. And it can be very much used as an excuse. And then it can also become a whole other thing that bigger than itself and get in people's heads. You just ask Leaf Nation. And I ain't about that C word being attached to the Toronto Raptors franchise because we ain't got nothing like that. We proved that. We can win and we can do everything and we can beat the Pistons. And I really think we will today. And part of it is because we lost the last two games. That we really are this kind of team that's like, yeah, we can't lose 3 in a row. Yeah, we can't lose like this, like how we gave up or the end of the game because we had no energy and then Indiana just won and now I'm done. I'm like, no, we got to show a better effort. Hopefully they're rested. Hopefully they had a really nice day of rest and getting better, getting tape watched, doing whatever they needed to do in Detroit yesterday. Hopefully they got a good rest day. That travel from Indiana to Detroit is not as bad as Oklahoma City to Indiana. So hopefully it was all easy and smooth, and they're feeling revitalized and re-energized for tonight. Let's see. Raymond Jacob is saying, Pistons are bottom seed. I don't really follow Detroit. Do Pistons fans like Casey or want a new coach? I think in general, people are very happy with Casey in Detroit. That they do understand what his history is with the Raptors, and that a lot of Pistons fans find hope in that they probably feel like Casey can mimic what he did with us, with them. And I think that's true. I think that he's that kind of coach that he can really build a team that struggles like where they are now and build them up into a winner, a team that makes the playoffs. And I think he will be successful. I was predicting that he would be successful with this year in the offseason, but I'm wrong. I'll already wave the white flag on that and walk that back. They're not going to make the playoffs this year. This is not the year they're going to make the jump. I can already tell. So there you go. But yeah, the fans are interesting. The Pistons Nation has some black eyes, obviously, because of the Mouse in the Palace. And this documentary about it that came out in recent years where the Piston fan is so unforgiving about their role and what they did. And they said, that, I would do it again. They seem like meatheads. And just like a bad fan base, toxic fan base because of the violence that they incited. And they're kind of like, oh, yeah, I would do it again. I wouldn't change anything. They don't have any remorse about the Malice in the Palace. Like 15 years later, the dude's still standing on that hill saying, yeah, I'd do it again. They got what they got. They deserved it. It's like, oh, man. So I don't know. Pistons Nation's weird. I was a part of it for a long time in my youth. I was a Pistons fan in the 80s. And so, I don't know. They're in a weird place. They've morphed a lot. There's been a lot of times in the history of the Pistons franchise where they have just abandoned the team and gone away and they don't support them at all. And that's why we could come down there and just take over their building and do what we did as a fan nation because there's a lot of Pistons fans that just didn't care and they stopped supporting them. but they're getting better support now with Cade showing up. They have a light in the tunnel, and they're kind of like, okay, this is something worth rooting for again, and we can get interested in them again. So Andrew Bishop saying Twitter is poison. I gave it 1 hours of my time. Yuck. Yeah, I really think that this Elon Musk acquisition is really a big, he's shooting himself in the foot, and they're pretty much dying out. Like, I don't know if Twitter will survive the end of this year. I'm not gonna lie. I think that it might self-destruct, and everybody may be going to Mastodon, maybe going to other sites, maybe just like fuck Twitter. I'm done with it. Yeah, because it is really crazy what's happening on there right now. There's a Melania Trump verified account that's out there saying she's leaving Donald, and yes, it's very, very small, is what she said, and that's, I can only guess that is actually her, because there's a verified thing. And hey, if I was her, I would leave him too. And that totally makes sense. It is very, very small. So you go, Melania. But how do I know that's really Melania? I can't tell in today's Twitter. I cannot. And then Elon Musk's mother has been tweeting lately a lot. And I see that she's very vocal these days. I'm like, well, why is she tweeting all of a sudden? This must be Elon Musk's mother, because she's verified. Boy, she's really telling a lot of secrets about his childhood. Wow, very interesting, weird things about him. I know, Twitter is such an informational place with verified checks. You can really find out from outspoken people like Melania Trump and Elon Musk's mom. Yeah, you can just imagine what Elon Musk's mom has been tweeting recently. It's crazy. Who would have known these things about Elon? Wow. All right, let's keep going. Mike's saying Kelly Olynyk looking solid, leading the Jazz to wins now. The Jazz won the trade, laughing my ass off. And Portland liking Grant at the moment. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Those Detroit guys, that's right. That's the thing that's part of the missing, Mike. You just named the guy, Jeremy Grant. That's right. He was on the Pistons, and he was very dangerous and doing good things for them. There's something different about this Pistons team from last year. They don't have as much teeth. I really don't feel like it. I really feel like they were going to have a hard time with us. And I really hope that's right. Raymond's saying, who is Jake's Takes manager? How does the kid get these interviews? Well, apparently he went to a game and got Dwayne Casey's interview. His father and him went to a game, and they came up to Casey and asked him at the NBA game. And he just said, well, you're a youngster and you seem like a good kid. I'll do it. I'm very intrigued. So that's how they got him. They were at the game. I don't know. I don't think Jake is here in Toronto at this time, but he is from Toronto originally. But I think they went to a game in Minnesota or Detroit where they saw Casey there, and that's when they asked him. And they talk about it on that clip, Raymond. So you should go watch the Jake's Takes with Dwayne Casey, because they actually talk about how they got the interview. Sue saying, good morning, everyone. Let's break the Casey, not that saying that word, Sue, tonight. Yes, let's break Casey's revenge tonight. It's not a real thing. Casey doesn't even say it is a real thing. He's like, what are y'all talking about? I love the Raptors. I spent 8 years of my life with the Raptors. The Raptors are I love Toronto. I have so many good memories with my family in Toronto. So many good friends that I have in Toronto, friends that are still in the Raptors organization, friends that still live here and were people that I interacted with when I was the head coach of the Toronto Raptors. He has no hate in his heart. He has no anger. He loves us, y'all. He may not love Nick Nurse. He may not love Masai Ujiri too much, but he does love the Raptors team. He loves the city of Toronto, and he loves the Raptors fans. So there you go. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Good to see you, Cool Cat. Hoping for a win tonight, and I hope our youngin's skin gets thickened from the backlash of Saturday's game, the other side of fame. Yeah. Well, I hope they're just turning everything off and not doing anything. I'm like wondering when the hell Scotty's ever going to Twitch again. He's going to have to go through the fire with his low post stuff that he's doing right now and get some success before he shows back up on Twitch. Because I know that he said right when the season started, he's like, I felt shy about getting on Twitch all of a sudden. I'm not sure why. Well, I'm like, you know what, Scotty? It's because you're playing again. And you don't really want to open that portal up if people are going to come at you in an ugly way. And that very much could be that way, Scotty. Like if you got on Twitch yesterday on your off day in Detroit, which I thought there might be a slight chance you might, but I was pretty sure you wouldn't, just because of how things are going with your struggles right now. that you're going to really have to be in a good place, and the team's going to have to be winning for you to twitch with a way that you're not going to get, getting a bunch of bullshit. And that, twitching during the season, you may need to moderate and get some more words in there that are banned as far as things. Yeah. And if you need another moderator, I've always got that offer for USB. And I've been there and I know what your vibe is. So yeah, think about it. But yeah, I don't think he's going to be twitching much while this whole struggle with his new offensive skills that he's trying to build in the NBA are going on. And I think that's smart. But yeah, I wonder about that. And I hope that they really are shutting off their social media, because they definitely do not need to go anywhere near Twitter. That Twitter is not a place for NBA players. It shouldn't be for any of them. You should tell Kevin that. You should tell Kuzma that. You should tell Nick Young that. You should tell. There's quite a few guys that should not be on Twitter. Kuzma especially. Kuzma's really weird these days. He's rooting for other teams, talking about other teams' players a lot for being a Washington Wizard. He's really given a lot of locker room fodder for a boardroom, like Michael Jordan kind of motivation kind of stuff. Some of the shit he's saying as a Washington Wizard. He definitely goes after the Lakers and kind of makes fun of them from afar. Kind of hurt probably from being traded to Washington from them. And I think that's what's coming across. But that's the thing. Twitter is not a good place for real NBA players to be on there espousing their opinions. Now, LeBron does okay with it. He's all right. He's pretty healthy with his Twitter. But KD and a lot of those other guys, no, they're not. They are not. Tom Duke's saying, why does it only say one person is watching? Oh, and let's press the like button, freaks. Let's get Lex some more likes. I don't know why it's saying one person's watching, Tom. That's okay. I think it's just you. And if I'm just talking to you this morning, Tom, that's fine. But wait, Raymond Jacob is there also. I don't know what's going on. Sometimes there's glitches with YouTube. As long as the stream's coming through and you guys can see me and everything's fine, we're good. We're good. All right, let's see. Raymond's saying Jake only has around 700 subs. You'd think he was more popular, but he gets huge names on. Been listening to him since last year. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I know. It's weird. I feel like he should have more subs too. But hey, listen, him and I are brethren. We're getting there. It is what it is. That number doesn't matter. Listen, Jake's probably not putting himself on blast like some people would. If he put himself on blast, he'd probably get those numbers real quick. I'm not very good at that either. That's part of the reason why my number climbs very slowly. But keep going, Jake. He's going to be awesome. And okay, so you've been watching him for a while, so you should know how he gets his guests. He goes to games and asks them. Tom Duke said, wonder why is there only one person? I don't care, Tom. This is one person. It means that you guys are just one big Raptor freak right now. That's what it is. It's just one of y'all watching, but it's every single one of y'all. And like, Tom, maybe you're like one of the arms or the fingers or something. Mike is saying, all right, let's see what Mike is saying here. I always like what Mike's saying. For the most part, when it's on topic, outside fans see it like this. Casey won Coach of the Year and got the first seed and was fired, and the job was given to Nick, and he doesn't deserve the chip he won. Not gonna lie, that's what the hoop heads think about what happened. Well, they're idiots. They're idiots. And once again, these are people with a very shallow opinion, or not a shallow opinion, understanding of the Raptors. These are people that are just seeing it from the outside. They're the same people that say that, oh, we won't do anything since Kawhi left or anything like that. They don't understand the inner workings of what happened. Like, they are leaving out a very convenient part. And that is that Casey could not win in the playoffs, and that we kept hitting a wall, and that he was going to continue to hit that wall. And we didn't have any faith in him and in the playoff level. He was a great regular season coach. He was a great coach for certain things, but we were in a different mode as a team at that point. And Masai knew this, and he made the switch, and he had the guts to do it. The people that think this just don't understand why it happened that way. And maybe partly they use this to make us feel bad, like the Kevin Durant injury, for winning a championship. It's like, oh, y'all won, but you stabbed your coach in the back for it. You jerks. That's what kind of culture Raptors culture is. Stab people in the back and send them away, like DeMar and Dwayne. And I don't know. Those hoop heads, maybe there's some people that are like that, but they're stupid. They're ignorant. And they have a very shallow understanding of the Toronto Raptors history, obviously. They're not on the ground in the detail like we are. And we know exactly why Casey got fired that day. I didn't totally agree with who we replaced him with at the time, because I thought we were going to bring in Jerry Stackhouse at that time. I was very much a big Stackhouse fan, and I wanted him to be the next coach of the Toronto Raptors that summer. Well, when Masai Ujiri did a thing internally and said Nick Nurse is the new coach, I was like, wow, this is weird. And I didn't like it at first, and I didn't have any faith in Nick Nurse going into the season. I thought that the Raptors had made a mistake. Well, I was completely wrong. And I was proven wrong very quickly when they won the first 10 games of Nick Nurse's coaching career. So I'm glad I was wrong. And they are wrong, the people that believe this. And that just shows that they have a shallow understanding where the Raptors' journey has been in the last 15 years and the reason why that had to happen. So thanks for explaining it, Mike. And that does make sense that an outside perspective would have that. But that's not a perspective from inside. We understand why it happened. Monique saying, good morning, everyone. Don't let Corey beat us alone. Well, Corey's hopefully not playing, Monique. He's questionable tonight. He has an injury, so he may not be playing tonight. I don't know if they have a whole lot of veterans otherwise. Like, seriously. Bogan is their only real veteran otherwise, I think. With Oldnick being gone now and Corey Joseph's hurt. Let's see. I'm going to break it down by age. Bogdan is Bojan or whatever the fuck his name is. There's two of those Bogdanovich guys. It's one of the Bogdanovich, the Utah one, not the Atlanta one. 33 years old. And Magruder's 31, but he doesn't play hardly at all, Rodney Magruder. Corey is 31. Alec Burks has not been playing a lot. He's 31. And then the rest of them, they're all young kids. They're all like 24 and under. So basically, everybody who's going to be playing for the Pistons tonight is going to be under 24, other than Bogdanovich. He's the only veteran that they're playing right now. The rest of them are all kids within their first couple years in the league. And that is something to look at with an NBA team. That's the difference between playing like the Dallas Mavericks and playing the Indiana Pacers, is that team had a lot of vets, and they're a really good established team, the Mavs. And the Pacers are a young team. They're still trying to figure themselves out. Well, the Pistons are like that also. They look really young. Nako's saying, I think most of the NBA YouTube like Nurse more than Casey. If Detroit gets the number one pick, they could be yikes. Yeah, they're a couple of guys away. I actually honestly think they are building a good team in Detroit. Some of these other teams that they're building in other places, I have no confidence in. Like Oklahoma City, that's one team I have no confidence in. I have no confidence in Orlando either. But Detroit, for some reason, I have confidence in them that they're going to get out of the mud and they're going to be a playoff team in the next couple of years. Kate Cunningham is a big reason why, and Dwayne Casey's another. Cool Cat retracted. Let's see what else is going on. Callie, good morning. Sure hope we see a better version of the Raptors tonight. We need to desperately. If we don't, fine. Slough off some of these fake casual fans. Go ahead. Go away. Go watch hockey. Go tend to your winter plans, whatever. I don't fucking care. If you're not going to be a real one and stick with us and ride or die and go through the lumps and the bumps and the hard times, then go ahead. Just turn it off. Just go away. Be Pence Air. I don't give a shit. But some people, like the real ones like us, we're going to stick with them and stick through all the bad and the good, because this is just who we are. But yeah, some people are just not going to stick around. They're going to be like, they're not winning. I hate this. I don't want to be associated with it. Oh my gosh. Shane's saying, key to the game, put the ball in the basket. Once again, Shane Waters, very simple key to the game. It's like on Saturday, he said the same thing. Take the ball, get the fucking ball. If you don't have the ball, go take it, OG. Just go fucking take it. That's your ball, OG. That's your ball, OG. They're holding it for you. You need to just go take it when it's yours, and then take the ball to the basket, preferably as close as possible. You can get right underneath and bully ball it, OG. Just take the ball right there and then put it in the basket. This is the most important part. The part that some of y'all are not getting done is when you're that close to the basket, you need to make sure you convert, that the ball goes through the hoop and through the net. And this may sound like kindergarten shit, but Shane Waters and I are very being truthful on this. Get the ball in the damn basket so it's going through the net. All right. Monique is saying one win can change everything. Go Raptors. That's right, Monique. And Jake's takes is awesome. Also, let's be smart tonight. We can be very smart. That's one of the things. All right, with this a young team, like I'm saying, they will make turnovers. They'll cause dumb mistakes. They'll do rookie shit. like some of the stuff we've been doing with some of our guys. Well, we want to tone it down on our side of the ball and let them do all kinds of stupid young shit what young players do when they're not totally like advanced or vet yet, and they make dumb mistakes. Let's capitalize on that. If we start Otto and Thad again tonight, that'd be badass because they really do set a tone at the beginning of the game for getting fouls, to get the foul line, and to just start to outvet the other team right away. That's what I want to see. So I like that lineup, and I'd like to see the same starting lineup as last game if with what we have going into this game. I think so. I think that's what I want to see. All right, let's see what Fun Guy's saying. I hate to be negative, and hopefully I'm wrong, but Pistons about to do us even worse. I think you're wrong. I really do. I've looked at the games they've played. I've looked at who they've played. I've looked at the stats. I've looked at the way the games are going. Their water carrier very much is Bogdanovich, and Cade Cunningham is huge for them to be able to win. With Cade out right now, our chances for winning against the Pistons went way up. Trust me. Just trust me. Cade Cunningham's not playing tonight. And that's a huge piece and reason why they would have a chance to win. So they are losing, they're missing talent. They're missing their veteran leadership that they had last year. So I think this is going to be easier than you think. And you may be shocked at how well we beat the Pistons tonight, Fun Guy. And you may be very giddy about it. You may be, yeah. At the end of the night, you may be like, holy shit, our Raptors freak was right. And I feel really good and happy because we finally beat KC and the Pistons. So I really want that tonight. We've had such bad feelings around the team this weekend that we need a little bit of spark of goodness and happiness, and beating the Pistons and having something like that happen tonight will really help our fan nation and that stupid shit. Y'all are a dumpster fire. The fan nation, the Raptors fan nation is a dumpster fire. I hate it. I'm going to put y'all out. I'm going to get the fire extinguisher. Yeah. Mike's saying, Tom Duke, it's glitched for me too. Stuck on one. It's one for me too. I think it's just that they're trying to, I don't know. Maybe they don't like me. Maybe they're trying to make me seem unpopular. You have one viewer, Lex. Hey, I don't mind. I'd do this for just one viewer. If it was just Tom Duke, I would just do this anyways. I'd show up and just talk. It'd just be a one-man conversation. Just me and Tom shooting the shit. Saying, hey, Tom, how you doing? Oh, good to see you. Yeah, well, maybe it'd be just like that. I don't care. It's kind of funny, though, that it's glitching like that. Tom's saying, get out of here with that garbage, Fun Guy. Yes, Tom. Yes, Jack Armstrong, him. Get that garbage out of here. It's, he's being realistic in some ways. He's maybe a little scared just because of past events, that there's some trauma with Detroit Pistons and the Raptors. And that this is why he would say something like that. G saying, is Fred playing? No, he's not. He's already ruled out for sure. Fred is not playing tonight for sure. Pascal and Precious not playing tonight. The only person that has a chance to play tonight is Kem Birch. Tom Duke is saying, logical. It is still at one for me too. Yeah, it is. All right, we won't worry about it. No more comments on it. Who cares? Click is saying, if we lose tonight, we're fucked. No, Click. Oh my gosh. I want to get inside your head, Click, and help you to try and bring the positive back in. No, none of this is, we could lose 5 games in a row. We're not fucked. I don't care. It really is a lot of time to right the ship and do all kinds of things before the end of the season. So there's no drastic anything like, oh, we're fucked if we lose tonight. That's not true. We're fucked maybe because our fan nation will act like an idiot and like be even more of a dumpster fire. That may be why we'd be fucked for, but the team won't be fucked. No. And our chances for what we want to do this year won't be fucked either. So, but we're going to win tonight. I have a good feeling. I really, really do. Fun Guy saying, laugh out loud at Tom. And by the way, there were drastic changes to the team under Nurse. Gasol, Kawhi, Danny, etc. So not fair to say Nurse didn't deserve that. I know. I don't believe in that narrative. And once again, we got to realize there's people that hate the Raptors, and they want to pick us apart by picking apart individuals on our team, whether it's Nick Nurse, Fred VanVleet, Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby. It doesn't matter. The other teams are dirty and they're fucked up, and the misinformation war is out there. And that is part of what sullies a reputation of some of our guys. And Nick Nurse is other people just putting bullshit out there out of hate. And there's a lot of that going on these days for sure. Mike is saying, likes help YouTube understand what you like as a viewer too. Yes, it helps creators, but liking certain will make sure see every notification and see the videos on your sub tab. I don't even know what that is all about. But thank you, Mike. But yeah, that's as much as the content stuff we're going to do today. All right. G saying Nurse slow plays teams. That's how he was able to build a wall on Giannis and do a box and one on Steph. Yeah, yeah, we'll see how it is tonight. Is it going to be an Eastern Conference grinded out half court physical battle that we've had with them more recently in a lot of the games we played against them last year? Or are we going to be able to get turnovers on a young Pistons team that's inexperienced and run the ball down their throats in transition? That if we can do that, like we can do something like what we did to San Antonio and Atlanta, this is possible tonight. I'm not going to lie, guys. There's some defensive stuff they can do with Beef Stew and different people around there, but there is nothing they can do against them turning the ball over and us getting it out and running. Oh, it just switched. Now it's right. Now the number's right. Okay, whatever. That's funny. Yeah, so I think that if we can get a fast break or any kind of high tempo transition going, we could really have a lot of success because I don't know if they can run with us or do good in transition defense if we keep them on their heels. So this could be a real goal and a key to the win is let's get out and run, y'all. Let's try and pick up the pace on this game because in some ways it may favor us over them if the tempo of the game is up. And that's what I'm hoping. Let's see. Monique saying Coloco number 9 on the rookie list. Yeah, he's on the rookie rankings list. He's a second round pick. Good job, Coloco. I'm a fun guy. You're never gonna catch me missing during the bat. I may criticize the team, but I'm always watching every single game I can, and I still enjoy our guys. Awesome, fun guy. Well, yeah, I listen. I know that we can listen. You guys that are being critical and a little bit negative. I have no problem with this. We know this. This happened last year with you guys in particular. Also, fun guy and click. And you know what? I want y'all to be honest and how you feel and what you're seeing, and hopefully we can kind of well round the whole perspective we're balancing it with positivity and negativity in some ways. I know you're a real one and you will watch regardless. Even if it gets real bad, you will be there, fun guy. I appreciate you. Represent 905, baby. Yes. Raymond Jacob is saying at Shane, laugh out loud. Also, key to the game is stop the other team from putting the ball in basket. This is a good one, too. We don't do this one enough. Here's a key to the win. Stop them from fucking scoring. Turn their water off, become plumbers, get the big wrench and crank that pipe until it doesn't have a drip coming out of the end of it. OG Ananobi, hello, we need you to come and use your piping skills. Yes, we need you to come and shut the plumbing off for Detroit. Now, it may be easier because their best weapon is Bogdanovich. And he can we've had good luck against him. Like, we've played him for Utah and we've controlled him. I think we can control him tonight. You don't think OG and the mixture of different defensive looks we can put on him can fuck him up and cause him to not score very well? We just did it to Tyrese Halliburton and Ben Mathurin. I think we can do it to Bogdanovich. So it's that kind of thing. We got to cut the water off on him. They're veteran. They're only veteran. And then hopefully the younger guys are around. Cade's not there, and he's really kind of their next option on offense. Of course, we got to watch Jaden Ivey. We're going to be seeing him for the first time ever, and that'll be fun and interesting. So I don't know. I have really good feelings about tonight. Just looking at it on paper, even with our missing guys, I feel like we have a really good matchup tonight. It doesn't help it. I mean, it doesn't hurt at all that Cade Cunningham is not playing tonight, y'all. That's a big factor in why I would handicap this towards us for sure. All right, let's see. Duke saying Raps should be favored, but the refs will try and keep it close. The Pistons, even though they are missing key players, they are long and athletic. Thanks, Duke's Rocks. Let's do the ref report. Since you brought them up, the referees aren't bad tonight. Honestly, they're pretty ho-hum, kind of average kind of crew, and they're very balanced for both teams. So I don't think there'll be a problem. Our number one ref tonight is Pat Frayer. Pat Frayer is in his 23rd year as an NBA ref. He likes Game of Thrones, Caddyshack, Billy Joel, and he likes to eat barbecue, y'all. His hidden talent is he can sleep anywhere. Remember, he's the guy who can sleep anywhere. He can sleep on a plane. He can sleep wherever he is. But yeah, he wants some barbecue tonight. Now, is he going to get some barbecue? I don't know. But Pat Fraier's records with us when he's refereeing, he's actually the worst ref for the Raptors tonight, 47.4%, but not much better for the Pistons, 48% they win. So 47% versus 48%, it's pretty much a wash with Pat Fraier. Both teams kind of win at the same clip. Now, Detroit's been really bad over the last few years. So maybe that isn't good because we're getting called the same and we should be called higher. I don't know. The second ref is Brian Forte, and he's our most friendly ref tonight. He's from Fairfax, Virginia. He likes Breaking Bad, The Godfather Part 2, and he likes to eat sushi. Tonight, it's a sushi party, guys. 2 out of the 3 of the refs are sushi guys. So we're having a sushi bar tonight. It's all about a sushi bar. That's the referee crew. So let's get some good sushi over to Detroit. And get some sushi for Brian Forte and Musa Dagger. Musa Dagger is our third ref. But Brian Forte's win percentage with us is 57.8%. That's pretty damn good. That's like 58% of the time we win when he's a ref. And Pistons only win 44% when he's there. So he's definitely a favorable ref to us historically. And then we got Musa Dagger, who's the third ref. He is this is his 6th season. He is from Syria. He resides in Las Vegas now. His favorite show is America's Got Talent. He likes Coach Carter as a movie. His favorite musician is Drake. That is very good. His favorite app is YouTube, guys. Maybe you'll watch The Raptors Freak. And he can play the piano. So there's a couple of connections with things with the Raptors, Drake and playing the piano. Nick Nurse, hello, talk about playing the piano with Musa Dagger. That's a very smart thing. And his favorite meal is sushi. Once again. Now, the interesting thing about Musa's record with us and the Pistons is both of us are 500. We're both 500 with him. It's right down the line, and that's probably why he's doing this game. Is when we play with Musa Dagger, we're 3-3, and when Detroit has played with them, they're 6-6. So really, really right down the line with Musa Dagger tonight. So it's not a bad crew. There's no real favoritism any which way. If there is any ref manipulation because they want us to lose and really bury us because they hate us because we've been losing and they want to continue to have us have these bad feelings, then maybe there will be ref manipulation in that way for that reason. But we'll have to see how it goes tonight. And hopefully it'll just be a fair crew. I don't think it's a bad crew, but we'll see. We'll see. It has the potential to be ugly and like be awful, but I think it looks like it's on the up and up as far as like what I can tell this morning. So it's a sushi party tonight with Brian Forte and Musa Dagger wanting sushi and outvoting Pat Fraier on his barbecue vote. Sorry, Pat, no barbecue. Maybe you can get some barbecue eel sushi. Does that count? Oh, it's not really barbecue. It's just the sauces on there. It's not really barbecued. Yeah, but that eel's good. Pat Fraier, get that eel, that barbecue eel sushi, since you can't get just the barbecue because the guys voted. They want sushi, and that's what's up. All right, there we go. It's the sushi party. Sushi party. Fun guy saying you're 100% on that, Lex. Laugh out loud. I'm scared as hell of Dwayne Casey's voodoo on our team. Like, once again, I don't like this stuff. He has nothing to do with that. Go watch Jake's takes. You'll understand he loves us. Laughing my ass off, but I'll sleep so well if we win tonight. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be sleeping tonight like you took a Benadryl. Let's just put it that way, fun guy. You're going to be sleeping so good tonight like you took a Benadryl right before you went to sleep. Trust me, you're going to be sleeping good tonight. I really do believe this. Man, even if I'm wrong tomorrow, I don't give a shit. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But I believe in them tonight. I think they're going to get this one. Mike's saying, no need to read the... Okay. Okay, Mike. Thank you. So it's not even that you guys are really doing content stuff. It's now we're just talking about YouTube and the weirdness of it. I don't know why it just popped up all of a sudden. It was gone and then they fixed it. Maybe they heard us talking about it. They're watching us. G saying, since the chip, some fans want to replicate that team immediately. Some of us who have watched for a long time now appreciate the emotional roller coaster ride and what it takes to get there. Yes, they got on the ride too recently, and they've got all the good stuff. They don't understand the pain and the development and the long time of all the things that the Raptors have done in their 27-year history. That if you had been there in 96, like some of us were, if you've been there in 2006, like some of us were, if you've been there in 2011, You, like some of us were, you'd understand all the different points and places the franchise has been. Like some of these people are idiots. They really do just like see, oh, we lost Oklahoma City and Indiana, and they really just look at it for blanketly like I would look at a roster on a paper and just like, oh, that's not very in depth, but they're just making blanket like judgments. And it's so stupid. It's so stupid. Once again, I want to bring this example up for Raptor fans. How you treat the team is really like, seriously, think about it. Are you an abusive person towards the team? Is like if they don't do a certain thing of excellence or do as well as you want, that you're just like shit all over them and talk shit about them? And that like if they were a person, like think about how you would treat that person as a friend. Like if the Raptors were your friend, like not a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you're just a friend that you like to hang out with and spend time with. You watch them play basketball, and you're like you go and see their play their games, and you were like their friend. You would talk to them. The way you talk about the team is basically how you would be talking to your friend. And I put this challenge to Toronto Raptors fans: is this how you talk to your friends? Is this the way you treat your friends when they have bad things happening to them? Do you treat them this way? And I don't understand why there's a anti sentiment, a sentiment in some Raptor fans is like, oh, people like me that coddle the team and say the positive things, try and build them up, that we're fucked up and we're wrong for that. Like, there's an account on Twitter that's getting attacked right now just because they're very positive about the Raptors, like I am, and that the people are coming in and telling them to shut up. And the cynics, and they're bullying the person for believing in the Raptors. I hate that. Why Ananobi? You on Twitter, you're a good account, and I appreciate you. And you take your stand. Why Ananobi? That's a great Twitter account, and nothing you're saying is wrong. You're exactly right. You take any two top players off any team in the NBA, and they will struggle like we have, Freddie and Pascal. So I don't understand why people are attacking you for putting that out there. And you know what? Yeah, we can make excuses. We're Toronto Raptors fans, and there are excuses that are valid right now for why they're performing this way. So anybody who's mad at people for making excuses for the Raptors for why they're playing, well, they're good excuses. And I would challenge you once again to think about how you talk about the Raptors and make the Raptors an entity like a friend of yours. And think about, would I treat my friend like this the way I'm treating the Raptors right now? So I really want them to do this. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. It's really Forgetful. Seriously, that is it right there. Thank you, Forgetful. And thank you for being here and subbing. Appreciate the grown up, informed commentary. Exactly. That's part of it is immaturity. That these are just kids and they're just dumb and they haven't grown up and they're just like, "Wah," and they're crazy. That is a lot of it. It's just youthful ignorance and stupidity is a lot of what Raptors fans dumpster fire toxicity is that they're just dumb kids. They're talking out of their ass. Yeah, thank you, Forgetful, for the comment. I appreciate that. All right, Seymour's here. Good to see Seymour Pate. Like I said, we ain't playoff ready yet, but luckily there's time for this team to gel. Missing Pascal and Precious is crucial, and Fred. And the thing is, Fred's missing has been in two pieces. We had the Fred missing before with the back, which some people were like, "Oh, it's okay, it's good. We want him to sit. It's Philadelphia." But then we're missing him again now, and that is actually something that's also like just been really bad too. Is not consistently having Fred around also. But yeah, I think we're playoff ready. We are still. It's just we'll gel and we'll be there by then. It's just we got time to work this out and go through all this tough time. In fact, it may be better that we have a time like this now, and hopefully we don't have a time like this for the rest of the season. It's all smooth sailing and good, positive, good health, and all good things happening for the Raptors. That this may be just our bad little part, like we did around Christmas last year, where a lot of guys were missing and we had to lose games that we would have won normally if we'd had our regular roster. But, and you know, somebody came in here and wrote a comment on my post yesterday that they think that the team was food poisoned. That is actually a real thing that they need to worry about with NBA teams on the road. That it really is a dumb thing, like where they can't say who the order is for when they order food or get people something come in, because the people that could be making the food could be fans of the team that where they're staying. And if they just find out, oh, this is the Raptors, I'm making a pizza for the Raptors, boom, you got what fucking happened to Michael Jordan in Utah all of a sudden. Yeah, that's what they're saying. That sick game that he had against Utah was that he was poisoned by a pizza company that knew that they were sending a pizza to Michael Jordan, and they fucked with his pizza. and he got sick. And that's part of the reason why he was sick for that crazy game where he fucked up Brian Russell and killed the Utah Jazz. Yeah, that's the thing these guys got to worry about on the road. They can't be letting the people know who they're making the food for behind closed doors, because they will do some fucked up shit to their food, and that's real easily how guys can get sick and not be like doing well. And that makes you think about things like why Gary was sick at the beginning of the Philadelphia series and things like that. All right, let's see. Raymond Jacob is saying every time Lex has a good feeling so far this season, we get blown out. All right, Raymond, don't say that, man. Come on. I think I'm right this time. I've been right about this, Raymond Jacob. Maybe recently my track record hasn't been as good. I did say that about Indiana on Saturday, but I really do believe this time. And part of it is that I'm just going to believe they're going to win anyway. But if I felt like they really didn't have a good chance to win, I would say that. But I really do feel like we have a good chance to win tonight. And that's just from educated, long time watching the NBA and trends and handicapping. That's really what I do on this channel. I handicap. I go and look like a sports bettor would at all the numbers. I look at who's on hot and who's not doing what. I'm basically that dude that goes down the horse track and checks the horse's teeth and checks to make sure the horses where they're at with the jockeys and talks to the jockeys and say, oh, the horse is running good. That's what I'm trying to do with what I do when I handicap the games. And I really am making it from a very logical, astute perspective of learned time and trends and doing this for a long, long time. So I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong, Raymond. And maybe if this is a trend that starts happening, I will shut up and stop predicting that we have a good chance to win. I'll just say we'll see what happens. Duke saying Gary Trent Jr. needs to get out of his funk. Yes, man. You don't think he wants to? Oh, man. Minnesota guy wants to get that funk out of there, just like Prince. Man needs to get the funk out because it is really bad right now. And something's weird with him. I would love for him to just get pissed off and say enough is enough and just bust out and get a 33, just like the number on his jersey. That'd be so badass if Gary Trent could get 33 tonight against Detroit and just shut a lot of people up and just help the cause in general for the Raptors and winning tonight. I want this so much for him because there's so much stupid shit people are saying about Gary right now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got to get off Twitter. I just got to get off Twitter. It's just stupid. It's not, I'll go on there to check the twit heads. I'll check Grange. I'll check Doug Smith. I'll check Lewinberg. I'll check Blake Murphy. But otherwise, I'm not checking any of you amateurs anymore because you're fucking, unless you're like a diehard positive fan like me, I'm not following y'all anymore because y'all change your clothes with whether they're winning or not. And you start dumping on them and stabbing them back. I ain't fucking following y'all anymore. Even if you're funny and you are great when they're winning and I appreciate you. When they're losing, you turn two-faced. And some of the shit y'all are saying just really pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie. It's times like these that really show you who the real ones are. And the ones that just like, the Raptors are just shitty. Well, you're not very invested in them winning more Larry O'Brien's or caring about them being a good team, obviously. You're a casual fan that only shows up when it's easy, when they're getting W's all the time. Let's see. Monique's saying, when we lose, everyone walks away. When we win, everyone's cheerful. As support our guys, damn it. You're pissing Monique off, y'all, because you're not real ones like her and I. You guys got to just stick with this team. She knows. Trust me. She's been riding this wave with the Raptors up and down, the ebbs and the flows for a long, long time. And we're savvy about this. And some of the people that are newer and they're not used to the ups and downs, they really get too invested in just right now and how bad it is. And they don't understand the perspective. Saying part of the enjoyment is watching them overcome struggles, obstacles, etc. Watching Pascal now gives people joy knowing what he overcame. This is exactly true. Everybody loves that narrative in a movie. That, the movies doesn't go all smooth sailing for the hero of the story. They have some sort of conflict. They have bad things that happen to them, and they get in bad places where things are very dire and they're fucked up. And then they rise up and overcome it. And then you have that feeling of, yes, they came up and they won. David and Goliath, something like that. So this is very true. Why can't we get this tonight? Why can't we get the narrative to turn around all of a sudden? We're down and out right now, like Rocky getting beat in his face, all dumb and all busted up. Oh, Adrian, but then what does Rocky do? He comes back. He fights and comes back. and he wins in the end. So yeah, I think this is part of the enjoyment for sure. Seeing the underdog come back up and redeem themselves. And people can have failure and then succeed later. It's a redemption story. And that's what we want for the Raptors tonight. A redemption story from this weekend. And I love this. This is so true, G. It's like, if it's so easy and we're just used to win, 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 people would really start to like really not value it as much as they should. That is really, really special if you win a lot in the NBA. If you get too used to it and you're just kind of like, oh, well, they just win. I expect it. And then when they don't, you're coming down on them. Y'all are fucked up. Just stop. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Seymour saying, give Flynn more minutes. Young, speedy guards are eating our food. Yeah, they're running to the table, grabbing the plate and eating it and running away. And we're trying to catch them, but they're still eating and running. I would love to see Flynn play more tonight. I think that he's shown good stuff recently and that he should get more minutes all of a sudden, especially because Fred's not playing. And this is an inexperienced Detroit team. And that Malachi could actually be a really good player in this court tonight with the settings and him getting going. He could actually have like a big offensive game tonight with the team that Detroit has. So I'd love to see this. And I think you're right, Seymour. Fun guy saying, Raymond, stop. All right. You've been trying to tell me not to do this. All right. Well, listen, we'll test this today. I won't say that ever again like that. I won't have any kind of confidence about the team winning for a while if we lose again tonight. How about that, guys? I'll stop doing it if I feel like this is what's happening, because we are a little superstitious and a little weird, because obviously I don't have anything to do with it if I say this. But yeah, I think that we're going to be fine. I think we'll win. And there's the sushi party. Tom has brought the sushi. Looks like it's all Connie on rice, man. Couldn't you have like mixed it up, Tom, and got at least like one other kind of sushi here? I mean, you're a emoticon genius. I want to know where the special sushi emoticons are. You just bringing us crab on rice? Tom, you know that we want a variety, a plethora of sushi for the refs? How am I supposed to give this to Brian Forte and Musa Dagger? I hope they like crab. Okay, thank you, Tom. Very thoughtful. Raymond Jacobs saying, me too, but he said it, and I'm just like, no, he just jinxed it. Well, let's not even think that. Honestly, I don't believe in that word jinx. I don't believe in that C word either that I won't say, even though I won't say it. I believe that I'm looking at rational, like science. I'm looking at rational things like, okay, well, they don't have Oldnick anymore. They don't have Joseph tonight. So they're missing their really good veteran leaders that they've had the last couple years. And these guys really are very important for that team in some ways to stay guided, kind of like Thad and Otto would do for our team. That's what those guys were doing. And now Olnick's just gone. And Bogdanovich isn't a defensive leader. He's an offensive leader. And he really is somebody we've cut the water off on very successfully in the past. Oh, and you're telling me Cade Cunningham, their best rookie from last year, maybe their franchise player at this point, is not going to be playing tonight? Well, this is all signs point to a Raptors victory. And people will say, but it's Casey, it's Detroit. Oh, how can you say that? Well, I'm coming from an educated point of view and just looking at it in a way that's like looking through the lines. So I don't know, guys. We'll try this. And if we do not win tonight, then I will take into account what y'all have just said, and I will think about it next time with how I preview the game for sure. Okay, he did bring some more sushi. He's got a little bit of calamari there. What is that? You put a bug? Is there a cockroach in the sushi? That's a cricket? What is going on here? And some rice. That's very good. All right, Tom, you're bringing a little bit more. G's saying, all right, let's see. I have enjoyed watching Flynn this season. Yes, his defense still needs work, and he looks for his shot first, but it seems like he has been more decisive, quick, and shooting pretty well. His defense is usually pretty good for small guard defense kind of stuff. Just keeping up and energy and run around. He doesn't seem like he blows defensive assignments too much, which is really good. That's a baseline important thing for Nick. But yeah, we just want him to get more open shots and maybe be more aggressive. That like in some ways, if Gary's not going to be good tonight, we want to see him sit on the bench and get Malachi his minutes and see if Malachi can do Gary's role more if Gary's not able to do it himself. And that may be something that we need to test and see right away early and get Malachi in very early if Gary is still showing where he is right now as a player. with his shooting and how badly he's playing right now. I think Malachi needs to eat his minutes, possibly. Seymour saying we have very bland City jerseys this season. Very bland NBA. Don't care about us. All good. Makes winning more sweeter. Well, it's not even the NBA that makes the jersey. We make the jersey. So it's our own fault. We can't blame the NBA for that one. The jersey's not bad. I think it's underrated. I think that a lot of people are, yeah, sure, it is bland. It's boring. But a lot of our jerseys have been like that recently. There was a change when we went to black and red, a change when we went to the more rounded, went to this symbol. That there was a lot of more generic kind of general blandness to the Raptors jerseys, but in some ways I really like it. Like you look at those DeMar DeRozan red jerseys from his era, and they're very basic, but there's something really cool about them from that era. And then you add the chevron stuff and the things that we've been doing more recently with our jerseys, and I think they're fire. I love our jerseys. I think that even though they're kind of weird and basic, that I like them. I like them. And I like that we have black as one of our main colors, black with red and then black with gold. I have no problem with those colors. Some people have a real problem with the black and gold ones, and they just want purple. Well, this is my whole thing. It's like you won't see me wear purple on game days. I wear purple after we lose because I really do associate the color purple with the Raptors with losing, because that was the color we had when we lost a lot. So all these fans that are calling out for purple jerseys, me, myself, and I guess I am kind of being weird, superstitious, and like we're talking about with the word jinx and stuff like that, is I don't like the purple on our jerseys just because that's the old losing eras of the Raptors. And I believe the red Raptors era is much better winning percentage. And that's part of the why I'm not really big on reviving purple jerseys regularly for us. They're okay for like remembrance games or 20-year anniversary games and stuff like that. But otherwise, I don't want to see that fucking color in our scheme. I'm sorry. I really don't. And all you people that are nostalgic for it, hey, I've got a ton of purple jerseys around here from back in the day. You can go get purple jerseys still, but we don't want our players wearing them for the most part. I don't mind it. I don't mind it for like special, like 25-year anniversary kind of stuff. But otherwise, it shouldn't be a regular color in our jerseys. It just shouldn't. Mike saying, gee, big facts. The journey and the struggles makes the victories and the support you gave sweeter and more exhilarating. Yes. Yes. And it's also rewarding to us because we were ride or dies that stuck with them through the absolute worst stuff. And we're like, yeah, this feels so good. Somebody that doesn't go on the journey completely detaches themselves from the hard stuff and just shows up for the good stuff. They don't get that full feeling of fulfillment. They just don't. They just don't. They can't. G is getting a check mark from Seymour Pape. Duke saying Embiid had one of the greatest games in NBA history last night. Dude was working on a quadruple double. Yeah, he was a monster. And, he had 2 games. He played a back-to-back this weekend, and he scored 101 points between those 2 games. Within like 24 hours, he scored 101 points. That's insane. 59 points last night, something like that. Hey, whatever. As long as it's not us he's doing that against. And it is interesting he's doing this with Harden out, that Philadelphia's kind of stepped things up with Harden's absence right now. So, hey, good for Philly Nation. I'm sure Random Gamer and the others are real happy with the stuff that Joel's doing recently. Yeah, we hate him still. I don't know if it's one of the greatest games in NBA history. I won't give him that. Well, that was like an average day for Wilt Chamberlain back in the day. Let's see. Leslie saying, we are not bandwagoners. So many fair weather fans ditched the Raptors after a couple of losses. 2 million showed up for the parade. That's right. Exactly, Leslie. That's right. Savage is here, and he's saying, you're. I don't know. If you have more to say, Savage, please contribute. All the best to you, man, even though you're weird and like trolls sometimes. We don't mind you. Duke saying, did you see what your boy did to the last seconds, though? He had a chance for a 3 to tie Iverson's 60, but he doesn't. Well, that's fine. And he's not his boy. Duke Rocks is not claiming Embiid unless he's on his fantasy team. Is he on your fantasy team? He might be. Let's see. Mo's saying, can Flynn keep it going and build on his success? Been negative on him in the past. I hope Flynn can. I mean, he's showing good building up. And all he needs is more and more opportunity, more rotation minutes, more shifts. And hopefully he'll consistently keep showing a good quality. And then, boom, all of a sudden, he's very much a part of our rotation and very much a contributor to our success. And that's what we want from you, Malachi. So keep going and just make those open threes and just play perfect non-turnover, good defense kind of stuff. G saying Cavs lost with Mitchell and Allen off. Obviously, skeleton teams have a disadvantage. Where is the common sense sometimes? Yes. And actually, the Cavs are on a slide right now, which is very interesting to me. They've been losing a lot lately. They won so much out the gate. And now they're like, let me look at the standings exactly. They've lost like 4 in a row, and they're at 8-5. So they're only like a game and a half ahead of us at this point, where they were like they had only one loss for the longest time. They're 8-5 all of a sudden. So hey, that's how it goes. You can go. Things can happen real quick, good or bad for your team. Fun guy saying it's so crazy that we're on a bad stretch and just one win behind second and third. Exactly. There you go. This is the kind of stuff we want to talk about. This is very true. And this may be more important to talk about than any of the other garbage about how bad we are or anything. We're in such a good spot in the standings still for being 7-7 and having all the hard times and things that we've been going through as a team as far as injuries and tough schedule. So the fact that we have the ship still in a good spot at this point is fantastic and is an accomplishment in a lot of ways. Duke saying, Ray, I couldn't watch the game, saw some highlights though. I was watching on the stat tracker. Yeah, who knows? I mean, I don't want to watch other teams. I do not watch any other NBA games. I really only watch the Raptors. So I wouldn't have been watching that myself. Let's see. Mike saying, gee, I was watching that game. Garland made it interesting, but the inexperienced Cavs couldn't close on the struggle Wolves. You know, the Wolves are having a lot of struggle too. So it's interesting where the wins and losses are falling in different matchups with different teams. And then all teams are having struggles to a degree, except for maybe Milwaukee Bucks. They seem to not be struggling themselves, but everybody else seems like they're struggling. Johnny's saying, good morning, Johnny Alvarez. Good to see you. We do have a good chance. Is Trent playing tonight? I heard he is hurt with a hamstring issue. He's not listed on the injuries or anything. So I think he should be fine. He's not on here for anything. So he should be available tonight. Lolita saying, it took years before we won our first chip. Remembering those days to now, we are so close. Wait until after the All-Stars to see our boys to totally figure it out. To our second chip. Cheers. Cheers. Toronto Raptors 2023 NBA champions. Toronto Raptors 2023 NBA champions. Pascal Siakam 2023 NBA MVP Finals MVP. Pascal Siakam 2023 NBA Finals MVP. Yeah, speaking in existence, Lolita, and that is actually a good time to gauge a team and really where they are is after the All-Star break for sure. And we're getting a little ahead. And that's right. We're way closer to our second chip right now than we were getting to our chip, like with Kyle and DeMar in certain places in the 2010s, that we are very much closer to getting another chip than people realize. People don't realize it enough. And that's what I'm trying to do is make people realize more that the possibility of it happening is a lot better than y'all think. Not y'all, but other people, regular Raptor fans. Seymour is saying every team has toxic fans. It comes with it. We can't control idiots. Not everyone is built to be real one. If you are, you stay the course. That's right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think it's just that we have a lot of young people in our fan nation and they're online and they're very vocal with this expressing their opinions. But it does. I know there's this kind of thing in every fan nation. You know, it may be not as pronounced in Oklahoma City or Minnesota because people just don't give a shit. And some of it is that people really give a shit about the Raptors. And that's a factor in why this phenomenon is more intense with us, is that people really are passionate about our team. And that's good. It's just they need to guide their passion into productive and constructive and positive things other than what they're doing when we lose in some ways. So Leslie's saying YouTube is the only social media I participate in because I feel like so many platforms are toxic. Why should we surround ourselves with negativity? Exactly. Really think about what you feed your brain with. Are you getting fed with negativity by sources or people or things around you? And can you cut those things out of your life to a degree? If you can't, because you just have to accept them, then you kind of may have to figure out ways to manage it or how much of a boundary you can put up around it. You know, it could be that you work somewhere and you have a toxic coworker that just won't shut up. Well, maybe you can just tune them out as much as you can. It's tough. It's tough. Sometimes you can't just cut it out and say, I'm just muting this person or blocking this person. I don't have to see their stuff. If it's in real life and it's somebody that you have to be around, it's really, really hard to deal with. But you can find solutions and little tricks to kind of figure things out to help yourself with it. All right, let's keep going. I love all the comments. I love how many people are here. It's really awesome. Duke's saying the benefit with Siakam and Fred out is some of the younger players will be getting more valuable minutes, more development, more responsibility. It's like putting on different clothes. It's like Scotty's got to put on like leadership and carrying the team and being like the guy on our team clothes. And they may not fit exactly right away, but you get them tailored and get them sewn and hemmed and do whatever they do to get it to fit his body more right. And then it won't look so awkward. And this is the thing. He's got to start somewhere. And in the beginning, it may be real rough, choppy waters, but they may get more calm as time goes on and he gets more savvy. That we have to go through this grind of developing and him learning and having hard time and struggling. That's just a natural part of it. It's unavoidable. Well, we'll let all these casuals just say, oh, Scotty's just a bad player. He's just not that good. You go ahead and think that. Come back and see me in a year or two when he's polished this shit up a little bit better, and you come and tell me how bad Scotty is at that time. Yeah, that's why I'll put the challenge on anybody who's making quick judgments about Scotty Barnes as an NBA player and his career and him being a good player in the NBA or not. You're going to find out soon enough. Just trust me. You're going to find out. He's going to get this all figured out, and he's going to be so good, and y'all are going to be like looking so stupid that you doubted him. That's one thing he told us so much in the Twitch stream this summer. He was telling us, y'all do never doubt me. Seriously, believe in me. Know that I'm coming through and I'm going to make it all good in the end. Just don't doubt me. And he really wants y'all to know this, Raptors fans. Don't doubt him. He's a good, sure bet. He's going to fucking come through and he's going to be amazing. Watch. He's going to be amazing. Nameless, good morning to you. Bam. Bam. Dizzy B saying, hey, y'all, we're just a game and a half out of third place. Our path to 2023 NBA champions is here. Toronto Raptors, NBA champions 2023. Toronto Raptors, NBA champions 2023. Yes. Good morning from Seymour Pape to Nameless. Mike saying, minutes are a limited asset. Your starters need to set the bar, and the other minutes are more valuable playing with those guys and needs to be earned the right way. Playing with our special guys is elite. Yeah. And really with Nick Nurse, especially the way he covets giving the minutes so much to the absolute best players on the team, that if you are not playing at a high level, he doesn't want to give you minutes. He'd rather just overuse Pascal. So yeah, it is really this way. And that this is the way these bench guys have to really think about it. It's like every single minute is so valuable because Nick Nurse really values it himself. And he's like, he doesn't even want to play the bench. So you get in there, you better value that time and really make the best of it because there's no guarantee that Nick Nurse will want to play you any minutes the next game. So, yeah, this is very true for sure. And these guys got to show the production and the quality of play in those minutes and not disappoint Nick because then he feels like, oh, I got burned. And now I have to overplay my starters way too many minutes because I can't depend on my bench. And that was last year. That was the whole year last year. Oh, my gosh. Duke's saying the funny thing about fantasy basketball is you're rooting for your player, but at the same time, you want their team to lose. Philly's a great example. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you had Embiid, I guess. You got Embiid on your team, don't you? I don't remember. It might be that's what it is. You got Embiid, and you're watching the game, and you're like, yeah, I want him to get really high statistical output, but I want them to lose still. Yes, you do have Embiid. So you had a monster game last night. You collected a bunch of stats last night. That's awesome, dude. And it is a catch-22. It's like you hate Joel, but he's on your fantasy team, so you kind of like him a little bit after last night and this weekend. I'll bet. Let's see. Lolita's saying, I watched Jake's Takes interview with Coach Casey. Is it just me? But somehow I don't think he was all truthful in his feelings about the Raptors. Please tell me I'm wrong. No, I think he is being truthful and honest. He's a very sincere, no nonsense, not bullshit kind of guy. He wouldn't say that if he didn't believe it. He wouldn't say that. He could easily say, yeah, no, I don't agree with what they did. He could have made some sort of jab. I totally believe him because this isn't the first time I've actually heard him say this stuff. Yeah, I've heard him in another interview say it exactly the same way. And this is just that is who he is. And Like, seriously, Lolita, why would he go into such detail about the people here that he likes, the city, the memories that he has here as when he lived here with his family? You know, you got to understand these dudes when they have such a chunk of their life here in the city, like 8 years. There's like, you know, things with their wife that they have memories about, things with their kids. Maybe their kids had milestones while they lived here. There's so many good memories that he has of Toronto, and he really does love our city. So I know it's hard for us to believe because we're like, "Ah, he must hate us," and maybe it's partly way we feel if we were hitting his shoes and how we would have reacted to how things went. Maybe that is part of it. That I don't know why there's somebody standing on my porch. I don't know what this dude is doing. Yo, what are you doing, bro? I don't know. It's just a guy standing outside my window. I don't. He's looking at me or anything. Anyway, but I would trust Casey on this because he's an honest dude and he has no reason to lie about this. He could easily say, "Yeah," but I don't think. I think he's being honest, and I think that part of it is maybe it stung right when it happened in like the first year, and maybe he was pissed. But I think this time passed, and he's gotten some good get back against us. I believe him. I really do believe him. I don't think he's lying. He's not the kind of person that lies. He's an honest, upfront, kind of no nonsense, no bullshit kind of person. So I don't think Dwayne Casey's a liar. So that's what I'll say in this. Leslie's saying, did you guys watch Serge and Cabbie sample Smoke's poutineery? That sounds hilarious. Those guys are both awesome and funny, and them together would be awesome. He talks about food, art, and OG. Okay. I'll have to find this. Is this recent? Because that seems like that would be old content from back in the day when Serge played with us. That's a little weird that yeah, that Serge and Cabbie are in a new content because he doesn't play for us. Is that an old piece? I don't know. I'm gonna have to find out. All right, let's see. I'm a fun guy saying we need to relax. Scotty always takes time to get back in shape and groove. Same thing happened last year, coming back from injury. He'll be fine. Neighbors are being very loud. That's what's going on. All right, let's see. Yeah, he's gonna be fine. It's really a combination. I don't think he's actually hurt. I think it's just that he's trying to learn how to do new low post skills that are hard to do. They're just hard to do. It's like running through quicksand. It's like what he's trying to do right now, and he's not going to be completely successful and really good at it right away. That it is a hard time to do things. Patrick's saying down and out at 500. I know, I know. It used to be teams just would love to be at 500 or something like that. That's just yes, we're at 500. We're so spoiled. We are so spoiled as a fan nation. We really, really are. 2 games is not a slump. We need a better shot selection offensively. Our so-called slump is really a slump of 1 or 2 players on a night-to-night basis. Coaching key is coaching. Coaching is key. Yeah, I like a lot of what Patrick Douglas is saying here. This is a voice of reason. This is like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all, Chicken Littling? Like the sky is falling right now. You guys are so stupid that you think that we're doomed or we're so bad. We're at 500. And this isn't a slump. This is a slide. That's what I call it, a slide, a 2-game slide. Duke's saying, my favorite Raps jersey is the Royal Blue back in 17 or 18. Royal Blue? What do you mean Royal Blue back? You mean like the Huskies jersey? That's the only jersey that had blue in it. Was the old Toronto Huskies jersey from the very beginning. It's blue with white lettering on it. Yeah, and it says Huskies. Yeah, that's a Toronto jersey from like 47. The very first year of the NBA, we were a team, Toronto Huskies, and we only played in the first season of the NBA, and then we disbanded and didn't come back again until then. So I don't know what they're doing outside my door. They're moving something. I don't know. It's just really noisy. Let's see. Nameless is saying, let me put it into perspective. The race for the chip hasn't even started. Yes, that's yeah. Some would say it starts right at the beginning, but I don't agree with that. I think it takes some time. Oh, Evelyn's here. Good to see Raptor Freak Granny Evelyn. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Good morning, Evelyn. We always miss you when you're not here, but we know you're always around and watching, and we appreciate you, Evelyn. Mo's saying, hey, Lex, I forgot to mention on the night of the Indigenous night, I saw Scotty coming out of the practice court, and Casey Bannerman is now on YouTube. Just a little promoting, not much. Awesome. Okay, you saw Scotty come out of the practice court. Cool. Cool. And Casey Bannerman, whatever you're doing with jerseys is always fire, always good stuff. Dizzy David is saying, we capital F fans can be the team sports psychologists. Send positive thoughts. No panic. Play within yourselves. Um, center yourselves. Get more on the side of light. Stop being so on the side of dark and sadness and negativity, and just believe and be positive. I like that. I like that, Dizzy B. Lolita saying, thanks, Lex. I want to believe that Coach Casey's truthful. He is. He's just an honest dude. He's a stand-up, honest, straight-up dude. He's not a liar. If he said that, I believe him. I believe him. Mike saying, Boucher understands Nick perfectly now, and Nick has really made Boucher great, in my opinion. And now Boucher gets his minutes and has his money. Others need to follow him. Hence, Bobby saying, so an open gym, episode 2. Yeah. Like, it could be what they're trying to do with Precious before he got hurt was very similar to what he was trying to do with Chris. Light a fire under his ass and get a whole new level of play out of him. That he's trying to use the Chris Boucher method of motivation on Precious. But I don't totally agree with that. I think that Precious is a different kind of player. And that, like I said, the game he got hurt, he was sheepish and unconfident. And I had never seen Precious be unconfident like that until that game. And that was the game that Nick Nurse had the meeting with him before the game and put it on blast to the public. That was really not, I don't think that was good. And partly maybe Precious got hurt possibly because he was unsure of himself. I hate that. I hate that. So I don't totally agree with his method of how he motivated Chris Boucher in the original place. But I do agree with how he's listening to him and how Chris Boucher has reacted. That's great. But I don't think that will happen with every single player. And he can't do this to everybody. I hate that he puts people on blast publicly. And when he did that to Precious Achiuwa before the game that he got hurt in, I really very much disagreed with that. There's some things that Nick Nurse does that I do not agree with. And that's one of them, putting his players on blast publicly. But yeah, if guys can see the journey that Chris has had on the Raptors and getting into the rotation and getting confidence with Nick and playing and can trying to mimic it, sure. And they can use him as a reference, a resource right there next to them and say, okay, this is how you did it, Chris. All right, I'm going to try and duplicate some of the tips that you just told me on how to get in the good graces and get more time under Nick Nurse's system. So yeah, I like all that, and I think it's right. Fun guy saying, we care about your safety, bro. If you got to take a minute to get something off your porch, go. No, it's a delivery guy or something, and they always get a whole bunch of shit upstairs, and there's constantly people banging on my door, and constantly just people outside my door shuffling through, like making all this noise, moving shit. And I'm recording live right now, and I don't think they realize that I'm actually broadcasting around and talking to like a lot of people right at this moment. And I don't know, I'm going to send them a message and tell them, around 9:30 and just after that, please just keep it down in the section of the house right next to my window or my door, because it is very loud and distracting. And they're just out there talking right now. I don't know what they're saying. It's a delivery guy. It's not some stranger that I got to go out there and regulate on or anything. It's a delivery guy. Okay. Oh, it's new content, Leslie. All right, I'm gonna find that smokes poutineery thing. Why is Serge doing content with Cabbie? I don't know. Cabbie does kind of do content with everybody. He had some really good classic content with Kobe Bryant. You go find that Kobe Bryant stuff with Cabbie. It's classic, so good. They had a good friendship, and he really got a side of Kobe Bryant that most people couldn't get in his interviews, which was really cool. Cabbie and Kobe. Duke saying, yeah, the Huskies jersey. I loved it. Yeah, that's that old school blue jersey. DeMar liked it a lot. I know that he wore it really well when he was wearing blue. Shane is saying the greatest part about the start of the season is we have not played even one game with a healthy 10-person rotation. 8 of our 10 best is the closest we come. Next man up is doing just fine. Yeah, I agree with this. Our talent level drops, and our aptitude and our ability to win goes down a bit. But this is something we're still very capable, and the principles of our culture and our team stay intact, and hopefully they still get executed on. But that wasn't what happened in Oklahoma City, and that was really bad. That was really, really bad. Nameless saying everybody trashing on Gary Trent Jr. right now is insane. He looks awfully similar to how he did when he was sick in the playoffs last year. He really does. And I think that that sickness was food poisoning of some sort, because it wasn't like a sickness. And he played and he got out there. It's just he had no energy. He was all messed up inside. And that does seem like how lethargic and how poorly he's playing right now. It's very similar to the first couple games of the Sixers playoff series. Click saying, can't get results in this league without tough love. Yeah, and I don't mind the tough love, and I want it to happen. It's just he can't put it in public. We don't need to know about it because look at how our team fan base rips people apart. It's real easy for Nick to put a target on Precious and have people all over him because Nick said this and this and this about him publicly, and then all of a sudden our fans take over and just start ripping into him too. That's why I really wish they'd keep it in house and that we don't need to know about this stuff. I know a lot about the Raptor stuff. I get this information and I give it to y'all as an insider, but I don't need to know all this stuff. I don't need to know that he reamed out Precious for not playing right. That we don't need to know that because that could, in some ways, add little fire to the fire that's already burning out of control with people coming after Gary and Fred and stupid shit, Scotty. And, we just don't want to put a bullseye on Precious also just because Nick said something about him publicly. So I think that accountability and tough love is important, but it should be behind closed doors. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's see. Monique's saying Chris Boucher is so focused. How can you not love it? I love it. I definitely do. Yeah, dude, weren't the Kobe Cabbie episodes fire? They were so fire. Mike's saying honest truth. Feedback is key. Maybe the method isn't great. Precious, yeah. But maybe it's a reason like break him down and rebuild him up stronger. He's going to need so hard love to get a harder edge, in my opinion. Yeah, yes and no. Like every player is different, and you can't just use the same cookie cutter technique every time to motivate each different player. They're all different, and they get motivated in different ways. And it could be that they tried this with Precious. I think it was a fail. I don't think this is the way you motivate Precious. I don't think this is. I think the way you motivate Precious is by continuing to make him feel like he belongs and to continue to make him feel like he has free reign to do whatever the fuck he wants. That he got unlocked on our team because we said, okay, this is the way Nick Nurse plays. You're going to not be in a box. You can shoot threes. You can dribble. You can bring the ball up the court. You can do all this stuff. And in some ways, that unlocked him and made him a better player. Well, why did he get to be a better player after the All-Star break last year? Well, he got some confidence from going to the Rising Stars Challenge and being around other guys that are around his age and seeing that, oh, wow, they consider me at this level. Well, I think that has had way more impact on him playing better, is feeling good about himself and not being torn down. And that's what I'm saying. Some people are better motivated in a positive way than in a negative way, like he did with Chris. It may be that he's pissing him off and that he just really needs to read the riot act about missed defensive assignments. But like I said, that can be a separate, totally different thing. And in some ways, we want to build Precious up and tell him, look, you're a badass. You're a stud. You're going to do amazing things. And we believe in you. That may be the better way to motivate him and get results out of him, honestly, than tearing him down. It's just a case by case with player by player. And it may be that Nick learned something from that. And I don't agree with him doing it to Precious. It works with Chris because Chris I like this unfiltered, really harsh critique of my play and me getting really, really good because it has shaped him into who he is. And maybe Nick sees that as being the route to do it with Precious also. But he may be a kind of player that doesn't react to it in the right way, that it makes him less confident. And I think that's what happened when that happened. He got less confident because of it. And that's not good. Tom Duke saying this NBA season has been something else with who is winning and who's losing, all the many weird scandals. Yeah, there's no rhyme or reason to it. If you're a handicapper, if you try and make money off betting on the NBA, good luck. Because this year is not that easy to predict. You can look at any game and think, oh, this is a slam dunk. This team's obviously the better team and they're going to win. And then boom, San Antonio beats Milwaukee. It's like that. And that's something that happened last week. The Spurs beat the Bucks. They are one of the few teams that actually beat the Bucks. There's only two teams that beat the Bucks. And the San Antonio Spurs, the team that we routed and ran up and down the court, is one of the only teams in the NBA that right now that has beaten the Bucks. And that's what I'm saying. On any given night, any team can rise up and beat any team. I don't care how good that team is supposed to be, or that they buzz and up in the NBA media, or any of that kind of stuff, or how bad a team's supposed to be. It is all very, very much a good parity right now. It's all wide open. Any team on any given night can rise up and beat any other team. It doesn't matter. There's no juggernauts. Sure, Milwaukee looks like a juggernaut, but we've got it proven. San Antonio could beat their ass on a given night all of a sudden, just out of the blue. Bam. So crazy. Lolita's saying there's always someone that wanted Raptors to trade our boys. Leave it be. Raptors will make it work. No need to trade Siakam, Fred, Gary, Chris, OG. For heaven's sake, it's always someone every day. Yeah. Giovanni came in the comments yesterday, and he wants to trade Gary Trent for, I forget who he was saying. It's in the comments from yesterday's stream. And I'm like, no. Listen, I know he's playing really bad right now, but seriously, we got to stick with these guys. These are the right dudes. And there are some studies coming out saying that like big trade moves very much fail more often than they succeed. That somebody's done a study on this. Kawhi is the exception to the rule. Some of these fits where players come as big free agents, a lot of it's failure. And the fans generally thinking that a big trade or getting a new big superstar is the way to get to the next level and winning is actually wrong. Statistically, the way you get to the next level and elevate your team as a whole is all your guys collectively get better and develop together and get better chemistry and rise together as a whole. It's not you call and get Kevin Durant, all of a sudden you bring him in. Well, what if it's a dumpster fire? What if it doesn't fit? There's too much of a room for error with getting big names. And you can see some of the struggles that Minnesota is having already with Rudy Gobert on their team. They're not just overpowering and everything's fitting and working great. The stuff with Cleveland's been great so far with Mitchell, but we'll see over time how that really is. That's the thing. So the quick fix isn't to just make a big trade and get some big name and bring them in, and then all of a sudden we're up there. No, we got to stay on the path where it's the right path, the development path with the guys that we already have. And that this is smart. Gary not playing right now well is actually a blessing in disguise. He's in a contract year. And if he doesn't play well all year, well, maybe we get him on the cheap. It's something like that. So let's look at the no lose scenario of like, you know what? He's not playing well. That sucks. And we wish he was helping us better. But, maybe he's cheaper when contract time comes around because he didn't have as good of a year. We just figured out the way we can't lose as Raptor fans. And there you go. Cabbie is amazing. Huge fan. I like sincere people. Yeah, Cabbie's awesome. I wish he was doing more with the Raptors all the time, but he's really just sports in general and in Canada. And he's doing everything: hockey, baseball, the basketball, everything. Let's see. Fun guy saying we really forget how young our guys are because they look mature. Scotty, Precious, Gary, they're young guys. Don't forget. Yeah, very much so. That we are very young and the future is so bright, and we just got to stay patient and enjoy the ride. And it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be way more ups than downs. Trust me. We're on a down right now, but we're going to have like way more ups over the course of the season for sure. Duke's saying all things being equal health-wise, Raps match up well against the Bucks. We swept them last year. We really do. We have their number in a lot of ways. We really do. In some ways, we were built to beat the Bucks. So yeah, I feel real confident when we play the Bucks, and they're lucky they just haven't played us yet. We'll get them. We'll get them at some point. We're gonna fuck them up. Mike's saying Masai and Bobby plan and analyze trades, but it's last resort for them because they know there's risk involved. Exactly. They're way more grown up and mature about how much a trade can be either good or bad for a team. And and that's not the way to win or try and just make things better. Is just go through trades. Everybody has that folly of thinking that, but that's not how it works. It's just everybody loves the trade machine and they love putting stuff in and being a GM themselves. There's one GM for the Toronto Raptors. His name is Bobby Webster, and he is the only one that needs to be talking about trades or thinking about who he will trade for or any of that kind of stuff. All of us fans, you're just fan fiction. Just go ahead and write the friends having an orgy at Central Perk. Yeah, oh, that's a nice cup of coffee, Joey. You're looking very nice there, Phoebe. Now let me just take my clothes off. We're in public. We're in Central Perk. Who cares? Wow, chicka pow wow, chicka pow wow. That's what this is when y'all write these trade ideas. You might as well be writing a sex scene with all the friends getting it down. Yeah. I don't know why that's my example for like fan fiction, that it's friends having an orgy. I don't know why. I should start maybe making up more fantastical, like fan fiction subjects, stories. I don't know. Okay, nameless saying exactly what I thought about Gary not being overpaid next season. We're so selfish. Exactly. Let's think about how can we win in this situation. Gary's not playing well. Well, we can't pay you as much as we would have, Gary, because you didn't play as well this year. Boom, winning. Hello. Fun guy saying, "All right, my family, I got some already emotional women to take watch this Panther movie. Let's win tonight and feel good, baby. Much love. Awesome. You're going to see Wakanda Forever. I've heard very good things about it. And yes, it is an emotional movie. Everybody who's been going to it has been having to get the Kleenex out. So be prepared that there is some heart strings tug in this movie, that you're going to see this Marvel movie, this Black Panther movie that's out right now, and have a good time. And yeah, have a really good time. And hopefully later on, I will be completely right that we will handle the Detroit Pistons, and I won't be apologizing to you guys and Raymond Jacob tomorrow. Keep shooting, Gary. Real ones are behind you. That's right, Monique. We are behind you, Gary Trent Jr. Green light all the way. Just make them, baby. Just make them. All right, let's do the real mascot matchup. The last time we saw the Raptor, he was on the side of a road and his heart had stopped. He was struck by lightning, thunder, and he was out. And luckily, an ambulance had pulled up, and they were getting out to help him. And they have the things, the shocker things, the pace, make a pace on his heart, pace. You know what I'm talking about. And they're trying to help him. Well, the thing that they didn't realize is that the EKG, the shock people's heart back into going again, was made for a human and not made for a dinosaur. And it didn't work on him. It didn't have enough power to shock more life into the dinosaur. He was really dead. He was like legally dead. And they gave up. And they kind of just threw their hands up and got in the ambulance and left. And so basically the Raptor's carcass is on the side of the road. And it's just laying there. And it's really sad and pathetic. It's really pathetic and sad. And like it is so depressing. It is so depressing. I mean, you just see him laying there and you're just like, what the fuck happened to him? Well, he got struck by thunder. And then he just flatlined, and he's there. Well, all of a sudden we hear like a rumble coming down the street. And there's like a big funny car pulls up, making all kinds of noises, huge engine. It's almost a dragster. Like it's almost a dragster, a straight up dragster. It's a lot of horsepower in this engine, this machine. And there's a dude who gets out of the car and he sees this Raptor and he decides, I'm gonna save this guy. I hate this. I hate to see anything dying, and I want to save it. But I know the hospital is very far away. But my car is a funny car, and it has a jet engine, it is a jet fuel, and it has a lot of horsepower. It has some very strong pistons working in the engine. And he wants to try and get in the hospital. Will he be able to hit that nitroglycerin shot and boosh out the jet fuel and get to the hospital in time to save the Raptor's life? We'll find out next time on the Real Mascot Matchup. Will that funny car, that Raptor to somewhere where he can be saved? We'll find out next time. Real Mascot Matchup. Oh, yeah. All right, Mike. Great stream today. Great vibes and topics. Project Truth always. Yes. Thank you, Mike. So, yeah, once again, our injuries last night are pretty much what we thought. Fred is out for sure. Pascal is out for sure. Precious is out for sure. Justin Champagny is out for sure. Kem Birch is questionable. Kem Birch could actually be there. Corey Joseph is questionable tonight for Detroit, and Cade Cunningham is not going to be playing for the Detroit Pistons tonight. Our referees tonight are Pat Frere, Brian Forte, and Musa Dagger. It is a sushi party. They love the sushi, so let's get the sushi out for them. All right. My whole keys to the win tonight is let's Raptor them to death. They're going to try and Raptor us. We want to Raptor them. And this is going to be a new verb I made up, Raptor. That basically means what it means. What do you think it means? An intense, incredible defense that is unrelenting and all over you all the time and just really fucking annoying. So whichever team Raptors the other team more will win the game tonight. So we need to be who we are, the Raptors, and Raptor the fuck out of them tonight. And that means annoying the shit out of them, getting them to cough the ball up, and getting in transition and getting fast break points. The more this game is up tempo and up and down the court, the more it'll favor us. And the more it gets dragged down into half court, grinded out, physical mess, is going to favor them. So we want to get out and run, and we want to get some turnovers. So OG, you go get that ball because it's yours. It says on it, it's written on there, property of OG Anunoby. It's got your name on it. So you just go get it whenever you want. You steal that ball back from them and take it and put it down their throats in that basket. Yeah, so let's get it, Raptors. Let's win, baby. Forget we'll say, I'm pretty sure Gary will put up good numbers when Pascal is back. More space and more time. Yes. Pascal being out there frees up Gary with space and easier shots. And this is a big reason why he's struggling right now, is that they all appreciate Pascal, and they're all going to be very happy to see him come back. Trust me, because their lives get way more easier when Pascal's around, getting a lot of attention. And Philip Oliver Holes is saying, go Raps. Yes, on that note, I'm going to sign off, y'all. Thank you for joining me today on the Raptor Freak Network. And I appreciate y'all. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And have a fantastic Monday. Let's get this win. There's no such thing as Casey's revenge. He loves us. He doesn't hate us. He loves the city of Toronto. And he said it. When he is not playing against us, he roots for us to win. So he is very much our second team. His second team is the Raptors. That there's just too much of a connection and history with us. Maybe he likes Dallas too, to an extent, because that's the team we won a championship with. But I think if we play Dallas, he's probably rooting for us. You might be surprised. All right, Raymond. Yeah, those guys, they're basically like fans of The Simpsons, obviously. And I know they're troll names, Raymond Jacob, but they're funny too. And this is an adult channel, so it's not like it's a really bad thing. I do my Mo impersonation when they're here. It's like, Philip Oliver Holes? Who is this? Who is this? If I ever find out who you are. Edmund, let's go. Let's see. Monique saying, when do you think we're going to bring Ron Jr. up to play? Well, he's got to play more solidly. Like, he really hasn't shown a whole lot. He's had a couple of good games. He won a game for us on 905 already. But he's not on the same level as Jeff as far as like calling him up and me wanting him to play. He's got to be more consistent on the 905 level and start to show us more of what makes him special as an NBA player. And then maybe we'll bring him up and stuff like that. All right, y'all. Have a great Monday, and I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m., reacting to the game tonight. Let's get that W, Raptors. We need it so bad. So bad. So let's go.